Welcome to Today in Prophecy, daily news with the Bible as perspective. Top story, Senate Dems tank GOP plan to pay troops, fund Pentagon as shutdown hits day 16. Republican leader Thune says blocking troops funding creates bad optics for Democrats. Senate Republicans, plan to reignite the government funding process that was torpedoed by Senate Democrats who blocked a bill that would pay the troops as the federal government entered day 16 of the shutdown. The annual defense appropriations bill was blocked largely along party lines on Friday, with only a handful of Senate Democrats joining Republicans to advance the measure, while President Trump made a temporary move to ensure that military service members were paid. That funding won't last forever. The only Senate Democrats to cross the aisle were Senator John Fetterman, which we would kind of expect, and Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Gene Shahan, and a couple of others. I think the people in our military deserve to get paid, Fetterman said. That's what my vote is about. Had the bill advanced through its procedural hurdle, lawmakers could have modified it to include other funding bills, a move that Senate Majority Leader Don Thune signaled he planned to make throughout all the week. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats were unwilling to support the bill and argued that they wanted a guarantee on exactly which other spending bills would be added to it down the line. They need unanimous consent to add anything to the defense bill, Schumer said before the vote, and they don't have it. When asked if lawmakers could find common ground over other appropriations, Senator Mark Kelly said it would require some sort of overarching agreement and that without one, talking about individual bills wouldn't go anywhere. So I just voted no on it. Republicans coming away from the vote noted that Democrats may invite criticism voting against a standalone defense bill. If they want to stop the defense bill, I don't think it's very good optics for them, obviously. Earlier today, I reported on this on You Can't Make This Up, but I brought in just a soundbite from Chuck Schumer, who basically said, looks like we're going to have to do something by force. What did he mean by that? Did he mean physical force? It kind of sounds like it, but we'll see how things pan out regarding that. Do we just not fund the federal government and make it so the troops aren't funded, the military isn't funded? What are the other options on that? We're going to find out. It's going to be very interesting as we move forward. But every time we hear in the U.S. when it comes to the budget and the funding, it always becomes a partisan issue. So it's going to be very interesting to see the direction that this goes. And certainly we can tell that some businesses are already affected by this current shutdown, so to speak. Let's move over to the attention of Israel and on the hostages. And this is Leah Kaufman. She had posted horrifying new details. Listen to this. If you want to know what's really going on over in Gaza with the hostages, horrifying new details have emerged regarding the captivity of Anatan Or. He has shared that he was kept inside a cage the entire time he was there, only 1.8 meters tall. Even worse, he was handcuffed to the bars alone, could not move, and was left in darkness and isolation the entire time. He lost over 40% of body weight, has severe atrophy in his muscles. To my friends and followers, imagine going to a music festival with friends, a festival for peace, and all hell breaks loose. Terrorists murder and rape your friends, and then they get to you and your girlfriend. Your girlfriend is ripped from your arms at gunpoint. She's placed on a motorbike, and she's driven away by the terrorists. You're then thrown in a dungeon and terror tunnels deep into the deep underground, placed in a cage and handcuffed to the spot for 2 years in utter darkness. You're starved and you're tortured, not knowing whether your loved one has survived, not knowing whether anyone has survived. He has been to hell and back. We are all with you, Avnaton. You're strong. May our prayers of healing reach you. A very interesting post as we see that. I say interesting in the sense of in contrast with all of the lies that are out there and people saying, well, these hostages were actually treated well, and no, these were hostages. In fact, some of the other appalling things that are out there, see these posts on X and even articles that have posted up trying to say that the terrorists that were released from prisons in Israel, terrorists, evil terrorists that were released from prisons in Israel were actually, they're calling it a hostage swap, as if Israel had taken hostages. No, those terrorists that were in the Israeli prisons really deserve the death penalty. In fact, if they did that in many other countries, not in the West, but if you did those types of things in many other countries, would have been the death penalty for you. It would have been game over a long time ago. And to actually say this is a hostage swap, no, this is ridiculous. These are innocent Jews that were taken, tortured, abused. Many were killed. Others were taken hostage and treated like this. And at the same time, we keep reading this news that is coming out, in Hamas brutally executing Gazans, turning on the people that they claim to protect. 7 hooded men are forced to kneel in a Gaza street and are shot in the head at close range as a crowd looks on. In another clip, a bound man is pinned to the ground. Attackers stretch out his legs, strike the side of each knee with an axe, release the zip ties, then smash his arms and hands with a metal pipe before breaking his knees. This is Gaza today. Hours after the final Israeli hostages were released under a U.S. brokered ceasefire, Hamas gunmen executed more than 30 Palestinians across several neighborhoods. Those killed were accused of spying for Israel or belonging to rival armed groups. Videos circulating online show masked fighters forcing men to kneel before killing them at close range while onlookers chant. Now here's the deal. Hamas is filming what they are doing, the own executions of other people in Gaza. Where is Tucker Carlson? Where's Candace Owens? Where are all of the other virtue signalers that were accusing Israel of genocide? Why aren't they saying a single word about this right now? They won't say anything. Israel pulls out. Guess what? Hamas does what they always did. The truth is coming out about the actual people that were killed during the war in Gaza. And guess what? The numbers are not exactly what the Hamas Health Agency told us they were, as we find out that most of the people that were killed were actually Hamas terrorists, regardless of what you hear from the media, the mainstream media here in America, and now all over the internet too. But you'll look at this, where are the people crying out? Where are the people talking about what is happening to the actual civilians in Gaza? You don't hear a peep about that. You don't hear a peep about the slaughter of Christians that is taking place in Africa. You don't hear anything about what's really been going on in Syria. Just silence. Why? Because the Jews aren't involved. So there's no silence. There's nobody to accuse. Friends, what we are watching is appalling. It's wicked. We have no world leader that is here right now that can solve all of the problems that we have. There's people that claim they can solve all of the problems. Ain't going to happen. But the world is looking for a leader, and the leader's going to come. And sadly, that leader is going to be the one that the Bible calls the beast, that many know of as being the Antichrist. He is going to step on the scene. He's going to say, I have all of the answers. I am the one that's going to bring solutions to these problems that we have, the economic problems. I'll be bringing in some kind of peace. I'll be ushering in this. And he's going to win the world over. He's going to be extremely charismatic. He's going to promise the Jews that anti-Semitism will go away. We'll take care of the problems that you have here in Israel. But he's going to be a liar. He's going to be wicked. When Jesus was here, he talked about himself. Me you do not receive, but there's one coming who you will receive. He's going to be the wicked one. He's going to be the evil one, the one that the Bible describes as being full of Satan himself, that Antichrist, that leader of that beast system. If you wonder why everything is developing the way that it is regarding technology, regarding what's going on with Russia, regarding the digital IDs that are coming our way, regarding all of the attention on the nation of Israel, starting to focus more and more on Jerusalem, is because everything is coming to a head. Everything is about ready to be fulfilled the way that the Bible says. But ultimately, here is the truth that we need to know. Although everything is heading to a 7-year tribulation period with the Antichrist, who is going to come in as this false leader, promising all kinds of hope, yet he will be the ultimate deceiver. The great news is this: Jesus is coming back, and he is going to destroy that kingdom of the beast, and Jesus is going to judge all wickedness and unrighteousness. People may think they're getting away with all of the wicked things that they are doing right now. The terrorists thinking they're getting away with the wicked things that they are doing right now. The perverts that are molesting children, thinking they're getting away with all the evil things that they are doing right now. Listen, Jesus is coming back. He's going to right all of the wrongs. I think of this in Isaiah chapter 9, where the Bible says, unto us a son is born, unto us a child is given. Wonderful Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. We hear that every year at Christmas time. Jesus came into this world born in Bethlehem. But then the very next verse says, and the government will be on his shoulders. Every government in this world, there's never been a righteous government yet, but Jesus is coming back. He will destroy the wicked governments of this world, and he is going to rule and reign from Jerusalem. And the reason why we are seeing all of these things develop the way they are, because they are all converging. They are all pointing. They are all signs coming together at the same time, pointing to Jesus, who is going to be coming again. God bless you. Thank you for joining me.